everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. So, my name is Sam Vagar. I'm the executive director of the Millennium Campus Network, and we are so thrilled to have you here for the 6th annual Millennium Campus Conference. We want to encourage you to tweet tonight, spread the word. This is my era. It's the day of the girl, and we're at Lynn University. So send those tweets out. We actually want to thank our sponsors. So we have a number of sponsors who have been tremendously supportive. So let's give them a round of applause. Thank them. And we have a number of national co-chairs and sponsoring organizations. Thank them as well. So we have had an incredible 2 days, and this is really a time to celebrate. And the first thing I wanted to do was an opportunity for all the students here. So we're doing something special at the UN next summer, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. So look forward to that. But the reason I'm here is we have this incredible partnership with MiMany. It's a new technology platform. All the delegates here, you will get an email momentarily, and what it basically outlines is you join MiMany. It's the tech platform we're using to connect you all, not just for these 3 days, but beyond the weekend. It's an incredible platform. And if you go on there and you post an idea that will really change the world, we're actually going to pick one of those, and you're going to win a trip to the United Nations with us next year. All right? How does that sound? Good? So, I actually want silence. There's something that is really difficult to talk about, but incredibly important in this time. And I really just want to talk about this one individual. So Amos Espija, he was 27 years old, an incredible leader, youth leader in Liberia. And it was actually his intention, he had hoped to be a part of this conference. He passed away last Saturday. Not from Ebola, which is really ravaging parts of West Africa, obviously. But what he found out was after weeks without treatment, he passed away from a liver tumor. And what his best friend Mac Nelson told me was that he didn't even know what he had until the day he died. He said that the health system is just broken down at this point. And that's the reality on the ground. And so I want to ask you to just close your eyes for a moment of silence and remembrance of Amos Jah. So, at the Millennium Campus Network, we are a hub for students ending extreme poverty. We're a hub for students advancing global development. We link together existing organizations, and through those connections and collaborations, make them better at what they do. And the Federation of Liberian Youth in Liberia, it's like our sister network there. And so they taught me this phrase. And I think the best way to honor Amos is not just to be silent, but to stand up and be loud. And be loud enough that youth on live stream, youth around the world, youth in West Africa who I know are watching us right now, they hear you. They know that you're with them, not just in this moment, but in this movement for global justice. So everyone who can, everyone who is able, I want to ask you to stand up right now. And here's what we're going to do. Right down the middle, I want you to turn and face each other. This side of the room is going to face this side. This side of the room is going to face this side. And here's the deal. Just be silent. They taught me this saying. The Liberian youth leaders taught me this saying. The saying is, a luta continua. A luta continua. A luta continua. A luta continua. We are going to say that together as loud as we can. This side of the room is a luta. This side of the room is continua. So, I'll start it off with this side. A luta continua. 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 Louder, louder, louder. Louder! Come on, come on, come on! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to share that message. We're going to capture that and share it with the youth leaders in West Africa. Thank you so much. We are grateful. A luta continua, it means the struggle continues. It means the struggle continues. So we're going to continue this fight for justice together. And we're grateful that you're here with us and with these incredible global leaders this evening. So thank you all very much. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lissa Piercy. I'm a spoken word poet. Thank you for welcoming me back to this stage tonight. Before I perform, I want to share something with all of you. I called Sam, who is a really good friend of mine and role model of mine, and I told him that I felt really conflicted about coming here this weekend because an organization that I work with, Black Lives Matter Boston, is currently in Ferguson, Missouri, protesting the murder of Michael Brown, a young black man who was shot and killed by a white police officer. And I felt like, shouldn't I be there marching with them and protesting with them this weekend? And Sam told me, and he meant it, do whatever you need to do. I'll support you no matter what. Do what you need to do. So I'm here, and I woke up this morning still feeling extremely conflicted, so I went to some of the meetings and gatherings that you all had today. And the thing that I heard that was reflected the most was when you're doing work in any community, you need to let the work be done by the people in that community. You need to listen to the people in that community, and you need to support what they want for their communities. And I spoke to my friends that are in Ferguson today, and I said, I have this opportunity to speak tonight. I want to talk about what's happening there. It's important to me. And they all said, Lissa, this movement was started by the people here. More importantly, this movement was started by the youth here who said this isn't going to happen anymore in our community. We are going to stand up, and hopefully the nation will follow us, but we are not going to take this anymore. And when they said that, I said, I guess I'm in the right place because I'm around a bunch of other young people who are doing the same work in the communities that they care about. So thank you for allowing me to be here in this space with you. I am going to, for the rest of tonight, I will be hashtagging as Sam has suggested that we do, but along with This Is My Era, I will be adding the hashtag Ferguson October. That's a hashtag they're using. If you look it up, there are photos of the thousands of people that are marching right now, and it's action that's happening in this moment while we are all here gathered together. And I didn't feel right about getting on this stage and not calling out the important work that my comrades are doing in Ferguson. So thank you for letting me share that with you, for allowing me to be in this space, and for reminding me today that the point of the work is that it's started by the communities and that we listen to the people in those communities. The poem that I'm going to share with you is a poem that I wrote around International Women's Day, a little bit adjusted for Day of the Girl, which is also really important to highlight. So I'm going to share this with you now, and thank you all again so much. It is New York City, 1908, the garment workers strike. 15,000 women march for voting rights, shorter hours, and better pay. It is February 28th, 1909. The United States honors this strike in the first National Women's Day. It is Copenhagen. In 1910, Clara Zetkin seconds a proposal for International Women's Day so that each year women will have the chance to speak their demands. The decision is unanimous. Over 100 women from 17 countries vote. No date is chosen, but in 1911, on the 19th of March, more than 1 million men and women in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland rallied for the right to vote, the right to hold public office, the right to work, the right to vocational training, the end of discrimination on the job. From 1973 to the 1990s, women in Chile fought daily. Their grassroots movements led to our movements towards hoping for equality. Before I was a woman, I was a girl. And before I was a poet, I was a daughter. And in 1997, I went to take your daughter to work day. My mother pointed at the pictures on the wall and asked me what I noticed. All men, she prompted, listing off names belonging to faces with broad shoulders and mustaches. I said, no, Mom, look, because there she was, in that row of men wearing stiff suits and stiffer smiles. My mother's smile was broad, her sliver of a figure taking up next to no room in the shot. But she stood there. When I pointed, she smiled down at me, told me she was lucky to be where she was. But it wasn't luck. In this country, it was 1920 and the passing of the 19th Amendment. It was 1966 and the formation of the National Organization of Women. It was a 1971 Supreme Court decision. It was 1999 y el Constitución de Venezuela. It was history, and then her story, and now my story. It was not luck, it was voices and footsteps and picket signs and hard work, and it was my mother, ever humble in her strength, fighting the system from inside that system, and now it is me. In 1997, I stared up at a picture where my mother saw suits, ties, and broad shoulders. I saw only that familiar smile slicing through all of them. And until every daughter gets to look up at a picture like that, we have to keep breaking barriers, shattering silences, celebrating, and creating demand so that one day, if I ever am lucky enough to have a girl of my own, she will look up at a picture of me and ask, hey, Ma, where are all the men? Thank you.